Hey everybody, today we're going to be going over hip car technique and a couple coaching points. We're going to be doing it in sideline today, and not that this one variation is any better than any other car variation there is, but it's one that I've been working on with myself lately, so a reason why I decided to share it this way. And I think it offers us some unique feedback points. So when we're laying on our side, we have a lot of feedback from the ground as far as what I can feel when my body moves throughout this circle, right? And one thing that we talk about with cars is the ability to control and move the joint that we want to move. So in this case, it's going to be my right hip. All right, I want to move this joint throughout its full range of motion without compensating from other joints. And I think that the ground will give you the opportunity to feel when certain things compensate, because if you lean or rotate at certain points to make the circle feel better, you're going to feel those contact points change with the ground, right? Or as I come through here, if I really arch my back, which when we talk about the cues, I'll give you guys a better vision there from a different angle, but you'll be able to feel your hips sliding on the ground. And I get that, and especially with the hip, when we're learning movement for the first time, we don't pay attention as well to our body or the rest of the body as we're doing it. But as you start to understand the pattern, we start to think more and more about it, and the self-assessment process that falls in with our controlled articular rotations, that using the ground as this feedback tool becomes very important. So when we're doing our hip cars, okay, I like to start legs straight, and then we'll start in the forward direction first. I'll use my hands to put on the ground. I like to radiate, push my hand down, however you like to do that. Fingers up, palms up rather, with your fingers on the ground, or palm flat, doesn't matter, but something where you can radiate. And then I like to bring my knee all the ways up into my armpit as far as possible first. Then from here, I'm gonna open up. I'm going to bring the knee as high as I could, and then I'm going to start to try to rotate. I'm trying to maintain this height here, and I'm swinging my foot back, creating internal rotation at the hip. When I run out of space, I'm going to keep trying to internally rotate. I'm always trying to drive my foot higher than my knee, but then I'm going to slowly start to swing it back into extension. This is where a lot of people start to compensate by arching their back, right, or rolling their hips. And once I'm in full extension, I'm still driving my foot to the ceiling, internally rotating as I come down through, right into some adduction, and then reverse circle. I'm going to lift everything back up, fully abducted. I'm then going to externally rotate my thigh, making sure my hips stay in place, my spine stays in place. Drive that knee all the ways up into the armpit, and then slowly drop it down and back to the starting position. So that's how you should be trying your hip cars. All right, when we're doing it, there's the technique points there. Now, just from a couple coaching perspective points here, just to give you guys a different view, right? What I was talking about as far as here, where we're creating the rotation, a lot of people like to swing their arch, their back a little bit more, right? So as we're coming up and through, we're arching the back. That's a compensation point that I see a lot of people do. So you got to really try to keep, right, the hips, your spine position, your rib position, and as you create that rotation, it's coming just from the hip, and whatever the hip can do without creating that compensation, driving all the way through and around, keeping that here, not dumping into the spine, and you'll feel that on the ground, right? If you create that dumping effect, the hips are going to slide back, like we talked about. So keep that position in mind as you're going through it. So keep those points in the back of your head while you're doing it. I like to perform anywhere between 2 and 5 reps per side, forward direction and backwards direction. Do them daily, get them moving, keep those hips feeling and moving well. Questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section below. See you guys next time.